So we're done. Cavity's pretty deep too. Tone's pretty good. Different settings, distortion versus overdrive. Tone's pretty weird on the overdrive though. Try full. Settings pretty much max apart from master volume. Overdrive doesn't sound good on this though. I love that tone on distortion though. It's very muddy, but let's try just overdrive now. Yeah, no. For some reason the overdrive on this sounds absolutely awful. Overdrive on this sounds absolutely awful for some reason. I don't know why, but it just does. Distortion, pretty good. I hate clean tone. So. Yeah, clean sounds pretty good, I guess. Whoa, that's loud. Okay. Next tone. Next. Ooh, I like that neck pickup. Low end seems pretty. Seems pretty muddy. Yeah, I don't see myself doing too many whammy dives on this. Very high. Just very high off the body. I have to hold it like this just so I have a chance at doing any kind of dive, but even at that I still have no leverage. All I can do. Can't really do floaters with it either. This isn't like a Jackson floater rose, but you usually see on Jackson JS31s. 34s, JS34Qs. That's what I'm thinking of. It's not that kind of floater rose. It seems it's a little, well, it's cheap. What do you expect? This is $180. I got it for like $200 after shipping. So of course it's not going to be like top tier floater rose. Even at that though, the locking nut seems pretty good. Tone's pretty decent. I like the distortion on it. They say that high bend, when I first saw this guitar, people said that the high bends will take it out of tune. Still in tune. Yeah, it's still pretty much in tune. Maybe slight. The tuners seem to be working. They're pretty stiff, but they work. Up here, these tuners, well, they're tuners. You know, it's a pretty good guitar. Considering that I got it for, what was it, $200 after shipping. Amazing guitar. Oh, by the way, this is a graduation gift for my parents. So, yeah. Also, very, very neck heavy. Neck dive. Neck dive. Okay, I'm gonna catch it. I don't want it dropping. Yeah. Tone seems pretty good. Yeah. It's pretty good. Tone is decent. The amp matters more than the guitar, trust me. And this one's a crappy amp, but I need to save up for a new amp anyway. I prefer the tone for distortion on this compared to my Squier. I don't use my Fender anymore. It has fret buzz and it has dead frets, so this is a good thing. This right here is a good one for me to have, so I can go ahead and set that one back to a set trim. Let me see, I don't know if you can see it, but I have it floating. This one's a float rose, so see, you can also I could have the same vibrato with a normal floating trim, so I could put that one back to a set. It'll make it to where if I'm just playing something that has very little vibrato, for example. I do that a lot whenever I'm just noodling around to a backing track. I'll do a lot of vibrato that makes it to where I need a floating bridge. And so I can put that one back to a set bridge for whenever I'm just playing covers of songs like, for example, Saxon. They don't do too many dives apart from the solos. Doug Scarratt's always doing dives. But, yeah, 22 frets as well. This one's only 21. This one's only 21, as you can see. 21. This one? Nope. 22. I don't really use the 22nd fret though. Yeah. Would I say it's worth it? 200 after shipping and everything? Yes. Very much. Recommend it over the Squier? Depends on what you're looking for. If you're looking for something that is a, I mean, there's definitely flaws with it. The Floyd Rose bridge, it's a bit iffy in certain areas. Let me turn this off so there's no humming. There's a few issues with this guitar. And so the biggest one is this right here. Like I mentioned, this is all the way up. But that's just, it's not a hard fix at all. It's just I don't really have the tools to do it. The Floyd Rose bridge seems very nice. The bridge cavity is very deep, so you can go ahead. Let's say you do a lot of pullbacks. You can do that pretty well on this. Neck dive. Yeah, sustain goes away, but I think that's more of a pickup issue. These pickups are not the best. And I think that's the reason why the tone's kind of trash on overdrive. Distortion is good, overdrive is not. What can you do? Apart from adjusting that, just replacing it. But this is a project guitar for me. I'm going to be replacing the pickups. I'm going to be replacing this bridge. The pickups I'm going to be replacing with some knockoff zebras. Because I could get a good pair of knockoff zebras for $50. Have someone install them for me for an extra $50, $100 right there down the drain. But guess what? That's going to be way better pickups than these stock ones. I'd say anything's probably better than these stock ones. Another problem, look at my fingers after playing a little bit. I don't know if you can see, but yeah. They're dirty. Or yeah, there's still more. So there are certain downsides with this guitar. I'd recommend, if you're not looking for anything that you can do, like that kind of vibrato with. If you're not looking for anything that you can do that kind of vibrato with, and that you don't need a Floyd Rose, and your budget's like $200, I'd say just pick up a Squire Strat. Just pick up a Squire Strat. You can get there's a entry-level ones, new entry-level ones, which is the debuts, at $120 on Amazon. I'd still recommend the Affinity, I think it is. No. The Sonic series. I'd still recommend the Sonic series over the over pretty much any of the Squires. For 200 under, let me clarify. For 200 under, I'd recommend Squire Sonic. If you can spend 50 more, get the Affinity. Get the Affinity. I prefer the Sonic simply, like objectively, I'd say that the Affinity is slightly better. I prefer this one though because it's an HSS setting. I prefer to have an HSS rather than an SSS for certain reasons. At the same time, I do prefer an SSS when it comes to vintage. Vintage guitars like my grandfather's, I prefer to have an SSS. It gives me a more vintage tone, of course. I would never replace it with a humbucker. And then when it comes to super strats, I usually prefer HSS or HH, how this one is. But I would say this is definitely worth it. $200 after shipping, and well, it's a very good guitar. I think the headstock's a bit ugly. Come on, Firefly. Come on. I mean, I get it. You can't make it a Charvel headstock. I understand that, but it's like you can make better looking headstocks, though. I mean, it's a bit ugly, just a bit ugly. But that's my only gripe when it comes to the look of it. Roasted maple neck. I forgot to mention that. Roasted maple neck. I love that. It feels so smooth. The fret edges are amazing. The bridge is, as I mentioned before, it's like a cheap Floyd Rose. But you could replace that. You could get yourself a, from, I think Musically is the website's name. You could get like a licensed Floyd Rose for like $50 off of that. Have someone put it in. It already has the cavity built in and everything. That's going to cost you maybe $50-$60 to install it. I don't even know. But it's going to cost you like less than $200 to get a brand new Floyd Rose in this. That's going to have a new locking nut and everything. You're going to be good. That's the only problem with this guitar. Is that the Floyd Rose bridge, it's like, it's good, but it's too stiff. That's the main problem I have with this guitar. That and the tone. The overdrive tone is awful. In my opinion, it's awful because it just cuts out and it doesn't sound good. distortion sounds very good on this again. Sounds good. Distortion sounds really good on this. I love that tone. Objectively, it's not as good as if you just like bought a Squire. Probably, I think most people would just prefer how the Strat sounds. But if you Squire Strat sounds, but if you like the tone that you're hearing from this, pick it up. I'm telling you right now, this has a very, and also the tone is really good for the pickups it has in it. Imagine when you put in some nice Seymour Duncans or even knockoff Zebras, you put those in, it's going to sound way better. I'll tell you right now. I can already tell. Put in a new Floyd Rose bridge, you'll be able to do dives like it's nothing. You'll be able to do pullbacks like it's nothing. This thing will be, it'd be like picking up a Charvel. The fret edges are nice. I think they stick out a tiny bit sometimes. Like if you really look for it, they stick out. But I don't mind that, honestly. I actually kind of like when they stick out just a tad bit, but they're not sharp. Because then I can feel it. It's like I can feel it. It's kind of like, I guess you could say, Braille for a blind person. And I'm so trash at guitar that it feels like I need Braille for a guitar. I don't know much about specs. I just play guitar. I'll probably do Luthering and stuff like that in the future, but right now it's not the time for that. This is definitely going to be a project guitar for me, because it's a very great guitar. It's a very good guitar for the price. But I'm going to need to replace the pickups. I'm going to need to replace the bridge. Probably going to get new tuners in it. This is all down the line. It's just like, it's a nice thing. It's a nice guitar with a Floyd Rose. If you're looking for a guitar with a Floyd Rose, here you go. Here you go. A cheap guitar with a Floyd Rose. Pick this up. I'm telling you. Thank me later. Thank me later. If you're just looking for any beginner guitar to get you started, I recommend picking yourself up like this one right here. This one was $200. It has a humbucker and 2 single coils, and this thing plays so well. The fret edges, again, just like this, very well done. But they just don't stick out as much, at least for mine. Every guitar is going to be different. Again, shipping is different. Try before you buy. And I'll say that right now. Try before you buy, or make sure you can try to, like, this is something a lot of people say. Try before you buy, or make sure you can return it. This one I am keeping for sure. I love this thing so much. And it looks beautiful. It plays very well. It's just that the tone, which that's attributed to these pickups, it could be better, but the distortion sounds pretty good on this, in my opinion. Bridge needs to be replaced too, of course, but that's later down the line. That's just because I'm picky. I like it where it's loose, and this isn't loose. But yeah. I don't have much to complain about, really. I'm happy with this purchase, or it was a graduation gift from my parents. Thank you, Mom and Dad. But I'm happy with this. I absolutely love it. It's a great guitar. And I did an unboxing for it earlier. I'm going to post that one before this one. So this one I'm recording right after I set it up and everything. So it's like 30 minutes after I recorded that unboxing video. If you like it, if you like how it looks, this is basically just a San Dimas style guitar. I recommend picking it up. Pick it up for sure. If you like how it looks, you like the distortion tone you just heard, you like the clean tone. If you like it, pick it up. Go based off of what you see in this video. Look at other reviews, because I don't know much about specs. Other reviewers probably know a lot more about specs than I do. I know a few others have covered these guitars. Firefly overall has great quality. I cannot complain about their guitars one bit. I love them. I love all their guitars that I've had. I've had 2 of them. One of them I sent back, but it wasn't because I didn't like it. It is because I wanted to exchange it for what you see now, that Firefly Les Paul. I just replaced it with that, and they're like, oh, that's fine. Okay, go ahead. So, they're very good. Very good. I'd say go for a Firefly. And if you're a beginner and you're not needing a Floyd Rose, you don't want a Floyd Rose, I recommend getting an FFST. Very good guitars too. Get an FFST or a Squire Sonic. Squire Sonic. Get one of those. You'll be set. Or get yourself a entry-level Jackson. Just be where the frets are going to be. Mine was sharp. Like I was bleeding on the first day I got it. I had like right here. I have calluses right here. I was cut by it because I went like that, and which I was like, oh, that's nice. Luckily it was shallow, so it wasn't much. But yeah, I'm happy with this purchase. And if you like what you see, pick this up. If you're a beginner though, I recommend not picking this up for a very simple reason. There's so much complexity in this guitar. Pick up a more simple guitar, and you can thank me later. And that's all. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see y'all later.